What is architecture?
Architecture, to me, because I think it's a very personal opinion, for me, architecture is not about the end result, about the building itself. It's really about the process. I'm really intrigued by the process of architecture, and that's most important to me and also to the office. The way I let the office is also really oriented towards the whole process. So I find it very important that at the beginning of each project, we really try to find a way to have added value towards a broader community or organizations or individuals. And that process to really try to achieve as much as we can with the building, for me, that is architecture. The final result is just one thing, one object that remains as a result of a full process. But for me, that's the most important, the whole process of making architecture.
What can architecture do?
Architecture, I really believe it has a very strong power to change things. That architecture can really change an environment in a positive way for the users, for a community. And I really believe that as an architect, we have the capacities to make buildings that can improve an environment. And that's why it's not about aesthetics, it's really about making space, adding quality to an environment so everybody can use it in a nicer way. So I really believe in the power of architecture.
What is your architectural position?
I think my position is maybe interesting to combine that with the last question as well, like our design method, because it's rather different. At the office, I'm really more managing the process, and everybody who works at B-ILD at the office really has a lot of freedom, I think, to design according to a certain strategy that I try to implement in the office. And it's never me setting out the lines or the end result of a project, but it's really I try to make a strategy and try to manage the process so everybody can work on it. And still, you see, I think that the projects that we do really have a common language, but I almost never make something myself. So that's what I find super intriguing, and I think that's really a shift. For me, the office is more important than the work itself, almost to say. And I find the environment that I offer to the people that work at our office super important to offer a good working environment, because that's often not everywhere the case. But I really like all the collaborators at the office are super intelligent, super smart. They can really manage things themselves. So that's when the energy sparks off at the end, when everybody works together. And it's not about me, it's about them, really. Yeah.
So what is your design method?
Yeah, that's really related to my position, I think. And I can almost say that I don't design myself. I really set out a strategy, and for me that's more important. We have I try to set out certain rules that I find important, and a lot of them are related to the economics of things. I find it's very, very important that as an architect we try to develop and to create as much space, qualitative space as possible. And I really tend to I have a different view maybe on the design process itself. In terms of materiality and details, we don't make details. I don't like complexity. I just want things to be simple, straight, and straightforward. I find that more important to create more space for the users and have more attention to the process. And aesthetics, yes, I don't really, yeah, couldn't care less. It's really about the process and the way we build. The way we make details are super simple, standard, and also the materials we use are very limited. We try to understand very simple materials and we try to apply them in the buildings, and for each project we only add one new material that we then investigate, because the economy of a project is very important, and also the budget itself. We tend to talk a lot about money in general at the office. For me, the budget is really super important, that we try to do as much as we can with as limited means, because it's not, we mostly do public projects and it's the money of everybody, so we try to use it in a smart way.
What is the future of architecture?
That's your fifth question. The future of architecture, I really believe that I really see a change happening, and I'm really happy with it. Like, I really believe that all the even younger people that be at the office, or the students I also teach, I really believe they have very good capabilities to make architecture in a different way, to work together rather to think about architecture in a more selfish way or in a very individual process. So I really believe that architecture has the power to change an environment, and that architects really have all those capacities that we need, capabilities, sorry, that we need to create projects that can actually change things, because we have to think about our climate as well in the future. So you really see that young people pay more and more attention to that, and also the way we work together. For them, it's also really important that the working environment has a lot of quality, that work-life balance is a really important thing. So I really pay a lot of attention to it, and I really believe that an architectural office can also be an actually nice place to work for everybody. Yes.